Hello folks, and welcome back to our island base in the tropics, where everything is nice, peaceful, and nothing particularly sinister is going on. Yes, nothing evil at all. Well, a little bit of light battering perhaps, but boys will be boys, as the old saying goes. So let's see where we're at the moment. Nigel Ewing, the CIA agent, has since gone rogue and is now the ruler of all criminal activities on the African continent. He was last seen cruising off down the Nile with a vast shipment of arms and a veritable army of loyal tribesmen. He won't be easy to find and makes a point of only seeing seriously connected criminals. If you aren't notorious enough, you'll never find him. We will take this to mean that we should absolutely make sure that this man knows we are notorious enough to see him. And, if possible, deal with him for implying that we are not. On that note, we have a mission. We are going to get us another henchman. As you may remember, last time we had a choice of several henchmen we could get, and the choice landed on the Matron. An evil old lady who has, well, a rather troubled past with mental institutions and the like. Although not in the commonly referred to way. So, this is the person we will be taking in for the cause. On top of that, we are going to get ourselves a Mingvas. Because why not? If we are to be notorious, we will need every little boost of assets we can get. This here guy is to have a bit of a brief disciplinary... well, he's going to have a bit of a disciplinary experience to see why it is a bad idea to steal. Meanwhile, we have a quantity of hammer soldiers wandering outside our base. This is not ideal, and I believe we should sound a general alert. Prepare for a fight.
And now I see it.
Time for our evil genius to head into the safety of the inner sanctum. Jubei, where are you? Summon all of these minions and go on out. Actually, it seems like they are shooting the valet. They might be.
I live to serve.
And he uses his special eviscerate ability on one of the soldiers. That's the hammer assault force disposed of, and we can then have our worker recruit the Matron. Now, up until this point I have taken a very casual view to people entering the island, especially then enemy operatives. But
The headline
the
tonight.
reason,
Psychopathic old woman on
actually,
the
let's
loose.
hear what this man has to
Last year,
say.
Europe was gripped by the trial of the Matron, an elderly Swiss woman who was eventually convicted for the torture and murder of countless patients in her care. Earlier today, the Matron escaped from her prison with the help of some unidentified minions.
So these soldiers, they will shoot minions on sight. This includes then technicians, social minions, other kinds of people. And this is of course very, very bad because the social minions cannot defend themselves. But enough about that. Let's have a look at our newest ally, the Matron. Is it past your bedtime? Yes, hello. Very friendly looking lady, but one should certainly not be fooled. She is nowhere near friendly. But note, let's acquire us a bling vase.
Mission underway.
Additionally, since our mission is...
Security door bypass.
Oh. Oh yes. I'm sure these traps will be more than sufficient to deal with these gentlemen. Everything going alright so far? Quite so. So we are going to dispatch some technicians to various parts of the world in hopes of finding ourselves some missions that we can do in order to bolster our notoriety.
This is Brava Lopfeng, broadcasting from the Tibetan Plateau, here to enlighten all of East China. I mean factual enlightenment, of course. It takes decades of introspection to achieve the inner harmony that I possess. And I hardly think I can just dole out that sort of spiritual enlightenment over the airwaves. The evil organization has been committing sinful acts again, flooding the region with negative chi.
Seems to me like these hammer ladies will need some sort of a... Could you stop that for heaven's sakes, woman?
Capture tag issued. Intruder tag for capture.
Dwarves are expensive. Oh, now she has some problems.
Intruder tagged for termination. Capture tag issued.
There we go. I'm going to move this vase so that it's
Caution, not all object hotspots are
making sure that people are having a good time in the armory. Manual burglars.
Check objective screen for new goal.
Go. No? Optional. Ah, Cursed Collection. A sacred Native American totem pole was looted by colonial administrators early in the 19th century. It was divided into 4 pieces, which were dispersed to museums across the world. A tribal elder took umbrage at this desecration and placed a curse on each piece, a curse that can only be lifted by reuniting the totem pole pieces. On their own, each piece has a negative effect on nearby minions. Collect all 4 pieces and place them near each other to create the completed totem pole and enjoy its beneficial effects. This seems like a good thing to do, and we will certainly keep an eye out for any totem pole pieces we come across. Now I want these technicians out into the world to plot and uncover new fiendish activities for us to engage in. This guard can go... let's send him to Australia.
Weekend tag issued. Warning, hostile presence detected in base. Prisoner execution order.
As I have previously mentioned, saboteurs are extremely dangerous. They can plant bombs in the base, and these bombs do hideous amounts of damage to actual base furniture. And as I'm sure you've noticed, base furniture is quite expensive, so I have no intention of taking the risk of this happening.
detected on security network.
They cannot defeat me with their slender arms.
Discipline must be maintained!
Well, it ended up that way one way or another. It's the natural order of things. On that note, are these all hiding? Hide, hide, hide. Go back to plotting actually. You should also hide, and so should you. That's a little bit of a bother actually with the Justice presence in every region. But I think we are going to manage quite well. At the moment, you can see that we have 7 guards out into the world, which means we need another 2. I will send the Matron. What is the purpose of this excursion, you might ask? Well, we are going to go for a walk in the park. It's tough trying to be an even-handed evil genius, inflicting misery on the world in equal measures. Recent campaigns have tended to focus on urban areas, so perhaps it's time for a bit of rural devastation. Darwin National Park attracts hundreds of thousands of visitors a year and is often described as sublime and awe-inspiring. Once we've finished razing the park to the ground, the only suitable description will be fetid hellhole. Well put. This is the mission we will undertake for ourselves.
Intruder tagged for psychological weakening. Warning, hostile presence detected in base.
Roberta Sherbakov is trapped and is running around screaming in my base. Someone is going to have to eliminate her. Or at least escort her off the premises. I have no real interest in attaining a body bag that is not strictly necessary to have. On that note, things are progressing swiftly. See that the poison gas trap is proving its worth to us, making sure that another do-gooder bites the dust. No, we have 3 guards here, we have 2 here, we have 2 here, and also go to Australia. And it seems to me that we are short one guard. That's not ideal. So, send in another one. It'll lower our income a little bit, but at the end of the day it does not really matter very much. Now let's see, what have we uncovered so far? We have 2 missions in the West Coast. Felonious fundraiser. Reverend Jesse Studebaker is a television evangelist with a talent for inspiring gullible people to donate money to fund the continued existence of his homily peddling show. Interrupt proceedings and forcibly take the Reverend off the air, then use his TV studio to disseminate our own propaganda and dupe the easily led masses into supporting our bid for world domination. Most people don't listen to the actual message. It's all about a sincere expression and earnest gesturing. Very good. 6 valets. I can see us going for this. Golden opportunity. Our American agents report that Fort Lancaster, a gold bullion depository nestled in the heart of the East Coast, has had a significant proportion of its security personnel temporarily transferred to another repository in Texas that is currently receiving large shipments of bullion. Fort Lancaster will never be this vulnerable again, so now is the perfect window of opportunity to teach the capitalist swine a sharp lesson in worth. With enough explosives, we can send the gold into orbit and their currency plummeting. Tremendous. This is another thing that we will do. We are actually facing ourselves with quite a fair bit of missions out into the world that we do want to carry out. So, hopefully the guard will soon enough be on his way to Australia. Depot is empty. Are they using the helipad perhaps? Depot is empty. Helicopter takes off. Oh yes, they are indeed using the helipad. Gentlemen, let's interrupt a fundraiser.
Commencing mission.
And while you're doing that, please go right ahead and burn a path down.
Underway.
I think that should be quite sufficient for us in order to improve notoriety worldwide. Once we have succeeded in these missions, we can start considering perhaps going for this thing. It looks nice. Let's see what it is. The Sound of Music. Top secret documents procured from Hammer HQ indicate that the organization is in the final testing phase of new technology in crowd pacification. Though we don't know where this research is based.
This is Pacific FM, and I'm Larry Driscoll, keeping you up to date with regional events from California
Your
all the way up to Alaska.
is
The story on everyone's lips today is the big felony committed earlier. No one knows who's responsible
Oh,
yet, but
dearie
everyone's got a
me.
theory. Isn't that right, Bill? Haha, yeah, even the penguins in...
Maybe I will get a mission to have those gentlemen shot at some point. Now, where was I?
G'day, Australasia.
For heaven's sake.
The breaking news
We are
because
having
the
some
global
great
crime
success here, but also a fair bit of announcements going out. So we'll have 8 guards. We'll send a few of them to different regions in the world in order to continue to accumulate income for us. Matron can return back to base. We're making quite good bank on this, I believe. On that note, what does this mission require? If nothing else, we should ensure that the process is sabotaged, and if possible, we should attempt to kill that burglar.
Intruder tagged for capture. Detected on security network.
Looking to escape. Good luck with the escape. Oh, she stole my painting. How stunning.
Object will be moved shortly.
That is unacceptable. I'm going to put her through the kitchen mixer, and once she's done with that, she can go in the interrogation chair, I think. Need 2 technicians and 6 workers, and we can also send in the 2 of the guards that we're calling back. I think that should be a significant enough staff to retrieve this machine. This technician hasn't exactly accomplished much, so he too can go to Russia. These items of loot that we are currently stealing, they are rather quite useful when it comes to keeping minion morale up. Oh, how marvelous! She doesn't even need to be moved. And yes, you certainly saw that right. The matron's right hand was lost in an unfortunate incident with a patient in one of her previous tenures, and she has since chosen to replace this with a morning star. Quite something, I believe. We have had some problems with the law, I see. Some severe problems indeed. Seems like they didn't have the guts to go for the people working the money. Oh, that's very bad. Actually, we need technicians back at base to train new ones. That's not great. These people can be in charge of the training efforts until that time.
They must work harder.
We must promote the virtue of technician training. And, oh, look at this. What do we have here? This is a bodyguard. It's Tamara. Her job is the guarding of bodies, most specifically Maximilian's. She will beat up anything that tries to threaten him, and otherwise she will stand around offering praise and cheers regardless of how warranted they may be. Of course, they are always warranted because, let's face it, we are quite brilliant. Here we have our level 4 security door, being guarded by the Matron and Jubei. An intimidating guard detail, to be sure. I certainly would not expect anybody would be particularly keen to tangle with them.
Prisoner interrogation order confirmed. Awaiting interrogation device selection.
Oh, and we can have 48 minions now. Excellent. So it's 2. I want a big guard force is always going to be supremely useful. Let's see, 10, 22, 30, 45. I guess I could go for a couple more technicians. 37. And then one more construction worker. That should be, that's actually quite a fair few minions. We are going to be tremendously well staffed, and I think at this point in time it might actually be better for us to oversee training efforts rather than the control room work. With that in mind, our income is very significant. We've actually obtained ourselves a full stack of gold, and we're starting work on our second one. Very, very good. Meanwhile, on the island we have quite a few minions of any capacity doing anything. Is it perhaps because of the shortage of construction workers or of technicians to train the construction workers? Either way, we are going to have a fairly impressive minion force up and running soon. And I believe with this amount of guards we are having, we should probably... Yes, I'm going to move this boss so that it's providing the console operator with a pleasant working environment. And once that's done, we are going to invest in another rifle cabinet.
Object has been ordered.
I think there's 10 rifles per cabinet, so equipping ourselves with an extra rifle cabinet can only be a good thing. Or anvil investigator. And this lady is getting her just desserts after trying to steal the painting that I stole. See, there's one mission being promoted. Although training efforts are still pitifully slow, I think we can actually afford to increase our minion recruitment rate a little bit, which should hopefully see us obtain some
Weekend tag issued.
more efficient training practices.
Presence detected in base. Intruder tagged for psychological weakening. Intruder detected on security network.
Rodney Sokolov, the torturer of burglars and the inventor of Metal Gear. Actually, I can't remember what Dr. Sokolov's name in Metal Gear was, but I will choose to believe that this is how he went on with his career. this man will need to be dealt with before he makes his way into the control room. Of course, a large amount of my valets are tied up in other activities, I believe, most likely training exercises and rest. I have to admit I'm very satisfied with how this trap design came to work, however.
Intruder tagged for psychological weakening.
Of course, we do have a little bit of a problem with invaders choking up our entryways. No matter, they will all be dealt with eventually, or they will leave. The choice on how to proceed really is up to them. On that note, we will dispatch another set of technicians in order to capture the loudspeaker.
Like the wind.
Well, that's one technician dead. I think, Jubei, please eliminate this gentleman. Is this trap killing all of my technicians? Oh, it certainly is. Then I think that the technician can be... No, come on! Oh my... Quite a bad situation overall. Absolutely, positively must not escape. Jubei. You have one job, and that is to do excellent work. I would have been rather quite unhappy should these people have been allowed to escape with their lives.
Matron rising sword technique.
Spare the rod.
I think I may actually wish to disconnect this trap for the time being, because there is quite a significant buildup of valets out there, and the valets will be needed in order to ensure that people...
It's for their own good.
Matron is not feeling too good, unfortunately, but she will just take out her knitting needles and make a lovely scarf in order to rest and recuperate. It's quite some impressive work on her part, because in all honesty, knitting with a single hand, that can't possibly be easy.
Intruder tagged for psychological weakening.
There we go.
Detected on security network.
I'm starting to think we might be a little bit short-staffed. I'm going to reduce the construction worker recruitment rate and also bring some guards back to the base. At this point, I'm getting concerned that in case of an assault, we would be very short-staffed to deal with it. I'm also going to connect this one back up so that it starts or resumes doing its work.
Capture tag issued.
Come to Matron now, children.
This gentleman will attempt to escape. It will not work out for him.
Kissy, kissy.
Oh yes. Here's Tim Ross, the tourist. He's quite baffled at the concept of a target dummy, but I won't complain. How is our technician replenishment program going? We have currently 3 technicians, some in training, some not. Currently we are going to neglect interacting with the world for a moment. We need to ensure that our staff is of sufficient capacity after all.
Prisoner interrogation requested. Select an interrogation device to proceed.
He truly is an evil minion, because after all, he is just tossing the can on the floor behind himself. Truly unacceptable. Here we have a technician minion and a valet playing ping pong. Seems like our surveillance camera cannot pick up the ball. Perhaps they're just making sounds with their mouths. Who knows? But they seem to be having a good time. And benefit of this is that their attention stat rises quite markedly. This lady is going to have to be asked to leave, however. So far, so good. The project of world domination can sometimes seem a bit slow, perhaps even sluggish, but we are doing our very best and will continue to do so. And we will recruit minions a little bit faster in order to make sure that we have the suitable set of students for our skill developments. That being said, we are nearing the 40-minute mark, and I believe we've shown sufficient amount of things for this time. Next time we will be sure to continue building up our minion forces a bit. We'll send them back out into the world. And at that point, we are going to steal this thing. We're going to blow up the gold bullion in Fort Lancaster. And we are going to steal this thing. The newly implemented People's Defense Research and Design Initiative, running at several key institutes across central China, has apparently turned up trumps. And we are going to steal it. Already dedicating a small force to deal with this, but that will all be for next time. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a good time. Do take care.